On your heat pumps, what we got, it is taking heat and dumping it out here, and then it takes your cold and pushes it outside. So on these heat pumps, they'll only work down to roughly 27 degrees outside, and at that point, it can freeze up on you and everything and go into a lockout. And on your thermostat, it'll show you 25 degrees, and your system up here will not work at all. Under normal circumstances, when it's not in that lockout, a heat pump will automatically go into defrost modes. And what will happen is your icon on the screen will blink as it's in a defrost mode. And that'll turn your fans off here. You won't feel any air movement, but it'll heat the coils up outside on purpose. And then eventually it'll switch back, and then your fan will kick back on and you'll start getting heat again. The colder it gets, the more that it does those cycles back and forth. And so you might see that incident where all of a sudden this will shut down and you're thinking something happened. You look at your screen and it's blinking. It means it's doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing.
You lost me. I was there for a second.
Well, it was going to get simpler.
So the cold side system works as follows.
What's happening is on this back side of the air conditioner, what you call the outside coil, everything's in a liquid state. And so then we pump it through the compressor, and it takes it through those tiny little lines, and then all of a sudden you'll see the tubes get big. And that's when the gas, the liquid, all of a sudden evaporates into a gas form. And that's what's going through your front coils. And that's what gets super cold. And so we're taking that fan and blowing hot air that's going through here, through that coil, and then back into your room. So we're just pulling all that cold air off. And then by that time, we took all the cold air off, and now it's back into a liquid state. Now it's flowing back through again. And now it comes back to the compressor, pumps it up, and shoots it through there at a high pressure, and it expands, and it just keeps that cycle going.
From a liquid to a gas is what creates the cold?
Yep, and that's what creates the cold that you feel here. Then to go into a heat pump mode, all we're doing is switching it. So the gas would be going this way around, I'm going to say. That reversing valve takes it and goes the other way. So now it's taking the high pressure gas and putting it on this coil. So this coil's getting cold, and that's where it gets expand, and then it just goes out into the open air because we don't want the cold anymore. We want the heat. And that's where your liquid is now in this coil, and the fan is pulling off that hot heat. So it's like at home, on your air conditioner at home, if you go outside during the summer and you stand around it and you see all that hot air, that's in the air condition mode. That's what this coil is just blowing off in the air, just like your home. Well, in the heat pump mode, you want that heat that's blowing off in the air, and we moved it to this coil. So if you would go out to your air conditioner in the summer or in the winter months when it's in the heat pump mode, you'd feel all that cold air outside now. You wouldn't feel the hot air that you felt in the summer.
Yeah.
And so that's what it's doing. It's just switching the job, the flow of that as it goes
From liquid to a gas makes cold, and from gas to a liquid makes heat.
Yep.
And you're taking advantage of that heat in the heat pump mode.
Exactly. Because we're taking the heat that's in this room and transferring it to that gas that now is liquid. It's absorbing that heat, and it's taking it and dumping it off outside. And then it comes back to the compressor, gets condensed down, gets super cold as soon as it hits that gas state again out here. Now we're pumping that cold air out, giving it the warm air from the return, and then it's sending it on back out and dispersing it outside again.
Thank you.
Hey, not a problem.